Hey there, this is Rick. I hope everyone's having a great day. This is a little video on how to make a cup of tea. As you may or may not know, I'm a bit of a fan of tea, and I seem to drink it a lot when I'm out on my allotment plot and when I'm out and about in the van, and when I'm just generally at home I'll have usually a hot cup of tea with me. So I thought I'd make a little video on how us ordinary English folk, I'm not talking about the Queen or anything like that, but us ordinary English folk, how we generally make a cup of tea at home. So let's get on with it. All you need is some very basic ingredients. You need hot water, which I'll sort out in a minute. You need something called a tea bag. In the olden days we used to use loose tea, which we would put into a teapot and then brew it and then use a strainer to catch the leaves. But in these modern times we use something called a tea bag. You can get them in all sorts of shapes. This one's a round one, you can get square ones, you can get pyramid shaped ones, which are quite cool. And basically you just drop the tea bag in the cup. Then you need some boiling water. So we have one kettle, one water filter. Now you don't need a water filter quite as fancy as this one. You can get a normal little jug water filter, but I highly recommend, unless your water is of exceptional quality, that you go for some sort of filtered water and not just straight out of the tap. If you use municipal water to make your tea, it's just not going to be that good. So I'm going to be using some purified water from, this is a Berkey Light, which I've been using for several years now. I'm still on the same set of filters. Apparently you can get almost 10 years out of these filters, which is rather good. So I'm only needing to use a minimal amount because I'm just making 1 cup, so there's no point in boiling a whole kettle, because all the rest of the water will go to waste, because you'd never boil the same water twice. That's a big no-no. So you only boil the amount of water you need, obviously, you know, according to your kettle. If you've got one of those, the kind of old-fashioned kettles with the heating element, you're going to need enough water to cover that element, otherwise you're going to burn the element out. Sorry, is this too much information? Right, let's wait for that to boil. Now this is the important bit. While the water is still boiling, as you can see it there, pour it on the tea bag and fill it up so it's about ½ an inch from the top. Now there are 2 ways to do this. You can leave it to sit there for about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and you can just kind of then take the tea bag out and move on from there. Personally, I don't like to wait for too long, so just by agitating the water you can make the tea come out a bit faster, so you only have to worry about it for 30 seconds or so. Obviously different people prefer different strengths. I don't like my tea to be that strong, to be honest. Now you can see how strong it is by putting the spoon in, and you get an idea of what the colour's like. So that's just fine for me, so I'm happy about that. Now here's the absolute most crucial part. Right, you never ever squeeze the tea bag. Okay, what you do is you scoop it out, pour off as much water as you can, but notice I haven't squeezed it. If you squeeze it, what happens is it kind of leaches more tannins out into the tea, and it gives it a bitter flavour. So literally just scoop the tea bag out, get rid of it, and now we have just pure tea. Now, some people like it like that. Personally, I don't like tea without milk. Got to have a bit of milk. Let's go to the fridge and get that. I find milk just kind of gives it a smoothness that it just doesn't have without the milk. I'm using organic skimmed milk. Tend to use everything quality ingredients if you can, and I'll put in, I don't know, just a dash. Obviously the more milk you put in, the paler the tea is. The less milk you put in, the darker the tea is. But we'll give that a stir. And although I've tried giving up sugar, I have never been able to give up sugar in my tea. I've tried, I've reduced the amount of sugar I put in the tea each time over a course of time. But I just don't enjoy tea as much if it hasn't got sugar in it. So what I go for is just kind of like a smallish teaspoon of sugar in there. And that's just enough to just make it absolutely lovely. So there we go. That's how to make a good old-fashioned English brew. Cheers. Absolutely spot on. Lovely. So there we go. I hope that was useful to someone. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.